Welcome, everybody. I am not on gallery mode, so let me just do that. All right, now I can see you all. So last time we did push, we will review that today. We will also be reviewing and practicing and connecting and answering questions on and building our body familiarity, all of that with what we have done to date, and in particular, the Grasp the Bird's Tail sequence. This is a lovely sequence. You've been introduced to it now, and wouldn't it be nice if you got familiar enough with it that you could start trying it at home, and then you could come to class and say, I tried it at home, but it didn't, like I kept getting stuck at this particular point. So the next time you try it at home, you put a piece of paper handy and you write down what that point is so you don't forget. And then you bring it to class and you can ask a question on any part of what we've done anytime. So that's what today is about. Sometimes I call these sessions consolidation sessions because it's a good time to just kind of let your body get used to it. And when that question you never had brain for or body for comes to mind. So feel free to ask those questions today. Do we have any questions before we begin? All right, I'm seeing, nope, I'm good from everybody. All righty, so let us begin with what we already know, and I'm going to suggest we just go around the clock as we do it. So I may glance over at you, so my gaze will not necessarily be the correct gaze all the time. I will call what we are doing. So let's start from here. In prepare. Hopefully you've all warmed up your bodies. You should have this list in your head by now. You know, that feeling that your whole foot is on the floor, bottom is heavy, you're almost sitting in a chair, and your head, the top of your head is pushing up and you're held there, and your whole rest of your body is suspended. This is prepare. Opening, arms floating up to shoulder height and pushing down. Left ward off, shifting left, turning out right, all our weight right, sitting, close step, big bird on that left arm. Shift right, turn right. All of our weight left, close our arms and step to right ward off. Roll back, turning to the right, pushing out to the right, and then swinging to the left as we shift back. Circling our arms in for press and expanding out. Turning our torso, arms go to sort of make an 11, shifting back over the ball and up the diagonal for push. Let's do that again. Looking at the 12 o'clock direction. Prepare. Opening. Pushing down till you can't push anymore. Left ward off, shifting left, turning out to the right. All our weight to the right, push that button, close step, left ward off, right ward off, shifting a bit right, turning your whole body a quarter turn to the right, all your way to the left, close step, right ward off, small bird, roll back, Turning to the right, pushing out to the right, and swinging those arms as you shift back. In for press, that circle, remember that, and pressing out. Our torso goes square, our arms separate, and then back over the ball for push, up the diagonal. And from facing 9 o'clock. Now remember, after we start, you're gonna be turned away from the camera. This will give you an opportunity to try it on your own, just listening to the call. Prepare. Opening. Arms rotate and float up. And pushing down like a ball into water. Left ward off, shift left, turn out right. Move right, sit, close, step. Big bird, turn away from the camera. Right ward off, shift to the right, turn to the right. All your weight to the left, close, step, and right ward off. Roll back, turning to the right, pushing out, and then swinging those arms as you come back. Circling your arms in for press, pressing out. Arms separate. Back over the ball and up the diagonal. Pushing out. All right, now here you're going to start, but you're going to turn where you can see. So you're going to start with your back to me, and then we're going to do it again. And of course, you make that first turn to the right. So then you'll be able to look over your right shoulder. And opening, arms floating up and down. Left ward off, shift to the left, turn out to the right, all the way to the right, sink, close your arms and step. Turn to the right as your weight goes forward, big bird on that left arm. You are looking at 9 o'clock, what we call 9 o'clock in our rooms, right now, looking to the right. Right ward off, shift to the right, turn 45 degrees to the right, all our weight to the left, grab, pull with that left hand, close, step, little bird on that shoulder, on that arm, sorry. Roll back, arms rotate, torso turns to the right, right hand pushing out and shift back as you swing your arms to the left. Arms continue to circle. That left hand is ready to help press and push. You expand out for press. Push. Torso turns to square, arms separate. Coming back over that ball. Up the diagonal. Stop yourself from going too far by really pushing down with that front foot. All right, well, the end positions on push look really good. So how is that feeling for folks?
For me, I'm having a hard time doing it without actually looking. You know, that's the biggest thing for me.
So this is why we're doing today. You don't have, first of all, I will give feedback if you want feedback. I will let you know, and I'll sometimes be looking over my shoulder and I'll make a comment to the class. You'll probably know if it's you or not. If you want to say, is that me? I'll let you know if I know. But But what's really important today is not that you get the moves completely right. It's that the moves start to flow together. So let me tell you one other thing. In some styles of Tai Chi, because there is this principle about continuously being in motion, okay, there is this thought that in every form, there is never any break. Well, there is never any break in any one movement, but in our particular form, you do mark the end of the movement with a very small pause. And the reason for that is because, like on push, at least what I believe is the reason for that, on push, remember how we talked about coming back over the ball and then pushing out, but you like keep going, you know, like if you really, if somebody suddenly was resisting you and then suddenly wasn't, right, you know, you'd go forward. Well, what you do is if you push back at that moment, you can release that energy, right? So in a way, for my mind, that little pause is that moment that I would have been releasing that energy and also keeping my own center. This would be true on a strike as well, right? You'd release the energy here, but your body doesn't go with it, right? So, so there are these little pauses at the end. So what we're looking for is to build smooth connections between the movements with a little pause in between. We tend to learn the movements, do this, you know, do one thing, here we go, do this, then, you know, do this, then do that, you know, this is how we've been learning it. But they all come together until the end of each movement. And then at the end of each movement, there's a slight pause. Oftentimes that's, you would feel your front foot pushing down during that pause, like we were doing on push. And then you go on. So we're going to take them apart today, but we're also going to try to put them together in several different ways. Berlin.
Yeah, since you're talking about the continuation of moves in the beginning and the end, this is something that came up in my mind practicing. So these moves are strung together in a very specific order, but if I wanted to practice one move, do these moves always occur in this context? In other words, if I'm just going to practice a bunch of like word off, am I always going to start from where the form puts me right before it in line, or it's
you might not. Yes, you might not. You might get to write word off any number of ways.
Okay.
You could do that. In fact, today we will always get to it the same way, but we're gonna, well, with one exception. With one exception, we're gonna actually get to one of the moves in a different way. So you'll have an example of that today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So were there questions on push? Because we always remind ourselves and review what we did last time. Anyone have a question for push before we review it? Something that you were wondering about? Okay, so let's just do a little bit with push. So at the end, we're in a word off with our right arm, but our left arm, because we've been doing press, right? But our left arm we've expanded and our left arm is pushed. So this is where we start, and we're in a right bow step. A right bow step. We're going to turn our torso square and our arms are going to separate. That's the first part. Then we're going to push with the back with the front foot, push with the front foot and bend the back knee. As our arms come back, we talked about going over the garage door or over a ball, and our palms should be right at our chest. All right. You should feel like you could really push someone or something. Then push with that back foot, absorb with the front, which means you're gonna move your weight forward. But you see how my right leg is still vertical. You see how my lower leg is still vertical. I haven't done this, right? Because I've stopped myself from going too far. All right, so we could just flatten our hands here and come back and forward. All right, and I'm going to watch you all come back and forward. One more time, come back and forward. Now, there's a couple of ways you could imagine that coming back. I'm going to come a little closer to you. So we start here, right? Nice body position, elbows down, nice, lovely. And we turn our torso and our arms sort of fly out, right? We're making a connection with somebody here. As we come back, notice how my arms my palms stay flat. You see that? And my elbows are bending. Then about here, about halfway in, they come like over the garage door if you have like an automatic garage door, right? Or some people say over a ball. So let's just do that part again. We're gonna come in, you see? And then it curves down. Right. This is because what are you doing? You're pulling them towards you, but then you've got to get under them, right? So there's really two things you have to accomplish. So there has to be a moment to have pulled them in. And then right down here, you should feel this storage, right? You are like ready to push. So push with your back foot, feel your front foot controlling you so you don't fly away. Your front foot pushes down. Okay, so let's try it again from here. We have this ward off shape. Our upper body is to the corner. We're in this good, but look, check your bow step that it looks good. Looks good from here. Take your palm, place it here. Yeah. Feel good body shape. And then, so you've extended. Now, turn your torso square, arms go parallel. Come back and then over a ball. Nice. Right. And then up the diagonal. So you're kind of drawing this, this paisley, you know, it kind of goes like this, but then it almost goes straight up. And why would it go straight up? Because you want your push energy to go in one line. That's what's going to make it most efficient, right? So that's where you want it. Any questions about that? Okay, so here's what I want to do to build some of this familiarity. I want us to go from push and then go back, figure out how we can go back to right ward off, and then do right ward off, roll back, push, and then go back and go right ward off. So like a mini sequence all its own, okay? Crystal's like dancing to right ward off, roll back and push. I love it. So how are we going to do that? Here's how we're going to do it. Pushing, we're like this. I'm going to turn like this to just show you here. I'm going to turn like this. If we, or maybe this, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. So if we rotate our arms and we can kind of get here, right? So we were here. And then we're gonna rotate our arms and also make the circle sort of go. I mean, we're not like just doing this, right? I mean, that wouldn't look very good, right? So we're just rotating our arms and letting them come in. Then we're here in our basic body shape. Notice when I do that. So can we practice that? Pushing out. That's that standing palm. And then this is our regular shape. Lovely. And do you notice how your elbows don't move? Right? This is all your forearms and your wrist. Right? Okay, so now we've got this shape. So we've gone from push to this shape. And let's see, you'd be looking over your right shoulder. And if you turned, let's do it this way. Sorry, I should have done it with the camera when I was practicing. If we turn to the corner and then take your left hand and put it back kind of in that push position and bring it over, you can be in right ward off. Do you see that? You can be in this right ward off. I'm sorry, that's the press shape. If you bring it down, you're in right ward off, right? Where you're holding the bird. So let's just give that a little bit of a try here. I'm going to go back to, I guess I can come in here, be a little bigger. So we've pushed. Turn into your body shape. Turn your upper body to the corner. And turn your hand back into the push shape and put it here. Remember, you're going to feel, if you feel the stretch from the center of your back all the way to your elbow and beyond to your fingertips, then you're probably going to have a nice shelf right here for your bird to sit on. So put that bird on that shelf. All right, so that's the end of rollback. I mean, that's the end of right ward off. Roll back. Turn your torso to the right corner, pushing out with your right hand, left hand fingers pointing towards the middle forearm. Then shift your weight back. As you do, swing your body to the other corner. Now you're away from me. Then into press, letting it continue to swing around. Nice. And press out. Let's do it from the other direction. Then you won't have to look over your shoulder. All right. So from push, we're gonna make our body shape, turn to the corner, take our left hand, sit the palm, and bring it down so that you're holding the tail. You've got this nice little shelf, this shelf for your bird. This is right ward off's end position. Roll back. We're turning to the right corner with our torso, pushing out, then shifting back as we swing our arms. Press. The circle continues as we turn our torso back. Remember that? And that left hand rotates. And now we're too compressed. we expand out. Finishing that, we turn our torso square and into push. Back over the ball and up the diagonal. Let's do it again. Body shape. Notice how my elbows do not move, right? When I do that, it's just a wrist thing right there. Feel the connection. Turn to the corner. Put the left hand back in the seated position. Get that bird on there. Sometimes that makes an adjustment. And hold its tail. That's right ward off. Roll back, morph smoothly. Rotating those arms, turning to the right corner, and right away, turning back. Press. Letting the circle continue with that right arm as the left arm rotates. Oh, you're too compressed. Expand forward. Opening our arms for press as our torso squares, coming back over a ball and up the diagonal, feeling that push. One more time. Body shape to the corner, ward off position. Roll back, off to the right, coming back to the other side, and then into press and expand. Now I'm going to try to watch you as you do this. Now actually, oh, we have to press, push. Opening up for push, back over the ball, and up the diagonal. Let's just go straight there. Remember, you can just turn here. Take this hand down, right ward off, and roll back. Press. And push. Nice. I see a lot of power in your legs on those pushes. It's really exciting to see. All right, so let's try it from several directions. So we're going to go do it from here, from the so you're going to get yourself into that right ward off position, right foot forward, and roll back, torso to the right, all the way to the left, little pause, and then you're turning your torso back square. You're still back, you're compressed, and you expand forward. Then your torso turns square, come back over a ball, and up the diagonal. Let's just do it from, again, roll back. So the right arm is up, left hand down, roll back. Swing, and then into press. And it comes out and into push. Okay, let's try it again. And Put your shelf up there. Put your hand down. And roll back. Press. Push. Now, I'm not specifically seeing this, but I want to just call people's attention to it. I am not necessarily seeing it, but it happens sometimes when my eyes can't be everywhere at once. Sometimes on rollback, what we get is people starting to turn, and then they kind of flip people off. You know, like, oops, I forgot to turn my hand, right? Right? Nah. What we're going to do is rotate this the whole time. You're not only rotating your forearm, but you're sitting it, right? So it goes like this. As you turn, it's all very smooth, and your gaze goes with it. For those of you who find this very easy, the other thing you can do is when you get to the end, so we're like this, we turn our torso. When we get to the end, do you see this little moment? See that little circle? It's like this little cap at the end, because that's how you smooth it out. So you don't do this. I'm going here, and now I'm going here. You go like this. You got it? So it's the same kind of feeling you get when you're at the end of that, when you let things circle here, right? It's like one torso, your spine is like a handle of a whip, and you're bringing stuff in home. Like, same thing in a way is happening here. You're at a point where you go, wait a minute, I've got to be storing. And right at this moment, if you're there, then you can really feel how you can come back. Pay attention that your front foot in rollback does not get too light. Otherwise, when you roll somebody back, you're going to roll yourself back too, which you don't want to do. Okay, so let's do those again, and then we'll call those good, right? All right, so I'm going to do it from. Let's do it from here. I'll try to look over my shoulder. This is just have that shelf, the bird's on it, the small bird. You've got the bird's tail. And roll back. Now we're turning to the right, pushing out to the right, and swinging to the left. Very hard to obviously look over your shoulder while you're doing that, but you don't have to right now. And then press. And forward. Look down, make sure you can see your toes on that right foot. All right. Any questions about those? Are they? You got one, Crystal?
Sort of. I'm just trying to think of how to phrase it. Let me think about it a little bit. I do have a question, but I'm not sure how to ask. So
Okay, which one is it in?
it's kind of what you were saying before about the whip kind of motion at the end. So we're kind of here, and then is it kind of like a little curly Q flourish at the end of the.
It is not a flourish.
Like I'm trying to
It
think
is
of how to
not.
phrase
So
it.
what happens?
Yeah.
So that's what some people do because they see it and they go like this.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Okay.
Good question. You'll
you.
see that in some Tai Chi people, but you know what? I'm not sure what this would do martially for anybody,
That's kind of what I'm
except
thinking.
maybe,
Anything
you know,
except-
like get in their face, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. This is a matter that you're actually changing position here.
Mhm.
And what you're really doing is at this moment, you're under their arm right here. I mean,
Okay.
you'd probably be more like this, right?
Yeah.
But you're under them, and then you're going to take them, and you're going to bring them over here.
Actually,
So,
that's really helpful, thinking of it coming from here instead of from like your wrist.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I should have said that. Yes. So let's just go through that for
Thank
these
you.
parts right now. So on all the word offs, it's this, you're bringing somebody against sort of your arm, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
You're bringing somebody against your arm, but you can think of it as right in this center of your forearm, right? And you've turned your arm so those bones line up, so you're a lot stronger. Okay, so that's what's happened there. Then when you come like this, when you're swinging like this, the power might be there, but it shifts to here in that moment when your waist starts the whip, but it hasn't reached here yet, right? And it shifts right over here. And then that's the place, okay? So it's in the inside, it's in the inside, it's in the inside. You finish this, you release it. And where does it go? Right here.
Right.
So you've got this baby here, right behind it. And that's where your focus is of your contact with your opponent. Then you come like this, you're going to have to grab them, right? But we're not going to show that, right? Come over that ball right here, right? Right here. I mean, this is going to hold them, but it's your whole palm. It's your whole palm pushing up. Okay?
That actually really helped.
I think it does. It helps me imagine it. Okay. So unfortunately, you'll have to remember to do that later because I want to get through the first two. So we're going to start from here and remember those first two because it's been a while, right? We've been doing them every day, but we haven't really been doing them a lot. So let's just go through it a couple times. So we're going to shift to the left, turn out to the right. Our arms are starting to swing. We turn back and this arm swings up. Remember, this arm, fingers down, this arm, fingers up, right? Right arm, fingers up. Your weight's all over your right foot. You close and you step. You're actually going to grab somebody out in front of you. This is the arm that's going to come up as the word off arm. So if you want to think of that spot, then we move forward and simultaneously turn our upper body to the corner and we raise that bird and stroke its tail. This is left ward off. So we're just going to do that again. So we're here, having finished opening, pushing down, can't push anymore and still have push. Shift to the left, turn out to the right, all of our weight to the right as we push the button, swinging back, close step, left ward off, that big bird. Going to do that again from this position. Bring those arms down. Shift to the left. Turn out to the right. I want to point something out. When I turn off to the right, I don't know how easy it is for you to see it. Shift to the left, turn out to the right. I have a choice. Watch this arm. Do you see how that elbow could kind of get behind me, which wouldn't be a very great body shape? So when I swing the arm, make sure that I still have a good body shape, that I could put something under my armpit. Then shift that body over to your right foot, push the button, close step, shoulder width apart for that bow step. My right hand is out, reaching right in front of me, right in front of my chest. I mean, right in front of, I guess, where is it right in front of? It's like my, I don't know. It's sort of right in front of, it looks in the mirror here like it's right in front of my throat. Then turn to the corner and pull down. All right, let's do it faster, a little bit faster. From opening, here we go, we're going up. And down, pushing down. Left ward off, shift to the left, turn out to the right, all of our weight to the right, push a button, close step, and right into that big giant macaw. And one more time. From the end of opening, when we're pushing down, shift to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight to the right. As we turned back, close step, and left ward off. So we're going to do that, and you'll be turning away from me at the end, all right? So, is that right? Yes. You'll be looking away from me. So we're going to do opening. Our arms are going to float up and down. We're going to shift to the left, turn out to the right, all of our weight to the right, push a button, close step, and sorry, I did it the same direction, didn't I? Yep, looking to the side of the room. This time, we're going to do opening. And shift to the left, turn out to the right, all of our weight to the right, close step, and nice. Now that arm of yours feels like it's almost coming out sort of straight. It's absolutely straight towards your, towards the wall or something. That left arm goes straight to the wall. It's hard for me to see on your cameras. All right, so we're going to go on from there with the next move. Okay, so that was left ward off. You guys are looking really great. And this time we're going to go on. So we're going to do it again. Shift to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight to the right, close step, and big bird. That's left ward off. Right ward off. What happens? Shift to the right, turn 45 degrees to the right, all our weight to the left. Here's this position on the other side, the push a button position, but it's a grab pull. Close, step, and then finish the closing. So you start the closing and your foot comes in, and then we go forward when we're done into that position where we could do rollback from here. That's right ward off. So we're going to do that again from this direction so you can see my footwork. We'll do the two together. Shift to the left, turn out to the left, all our weight to the right, push the button, close step, left ward off, right ward off, shift a bit to the right, pivot on that left heel, turn to the right not a quarter of a turn, 45 degrees, turn back, close step. I'm sorry, it was a shift back. and right ward off. Let's do it from this direction. From opening, starting opening, from prepare. Opening, arms floating up and pushing down. Left ward off, shift to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight to the right, close, step. There's that left ward off. It's getting a lot of practice. Right ward off, shift to the right, turn just 45 degrees. All our weight to the left as you rotate that left arm, grab, pull, close our arms and step out. Bow step, look down for a minute. Did you make a good bow step? And bring that right arm up, left arm down, small bird. Nice. Okay, from here, well, no, we probably should do the whole thing. Okay, from pushing down. Is that right? Yeah, let's do it from here. From pushing down, shift to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight to the right, push that button as you sit, close step, raise that left arm. And right ward off, shift to the right, turn to the right, all our weight to the left, grab, pull, close our arms and step. Right ward off, moving on, roll back. Turning, pushing out, and then swinging to the corner as you go back. Press. You stay back, you just squared your body, it whipped your arm in, and then you shift forward, pressing out. Stay out, turn your torso, release your arms, and back for push. Let's do all of those again. From after opening. Yes, thank you. I'm going to see if I can sneak peeks of you. Left ward off, shifting left, turn out to the right, all our weight right, sit, press a button, close step, and big bird. Hard to look over my shoulder. And right ward off, shifting to the right, turning to the right. All of our weight to the left, grab, pull, close, step, and right ward off. Roll back, turning to the right, and all the way to the left, press, push. All right, so when we come back for push, doesn't come way down here. I know sometimes on my camera it looks like that because I'm actually like this. So it looks like, you know, it looks lower than it is, but it's really here. It's really here. It's chest height. So yeah, and notice I'm not scrunched in. I've still got this body shape. So I am compressed like a balloon, right? I've come in and I've compressed, but I haven't gotten like this, right? I'm actually giving myself room here when I'm so compressed this way, so that I can really release out. Okay? So it's looking really, I mean, the kinds of things I'm saying. And don't forget, it's really easy to forget. You might have learned Tai Chi somewhere else where they were into the flourishes, right? And you're going like this and you go, you know, but it's not going to do anything martially. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could do that, and maybe you could generate. I mean, frankly, I believe you could generate that whip anywhere you want. That's my personal opinion. But that's not what we're trying to do here. What we're trying to do here is actually really change our position relative to somebody else's arm. And we're gonna sneak underneath them. And yes, maybe you would have to do something like that to sneak underneath them. But in our form, it's simplified, right? You're just gonna turn. And you're gonna turn like smoothly, because our form doesn't have any of this. So that's what the boss says. They're doing our form. So, all right. So we have time to do it some more. Another 5 minutes. Are there any questions though?
Sorry, this is kind of a go back to the basics question. I just want to check the end position of the arm and head. On the first move, when you're in your ward off position, you have your arm is 90 degrees to your chest, but it's to the corner and your eyes are facing the wall.
Okay, I'm going to show you this way. So my chest is to the corner.
Okay.
My chest is to the corner. My arm is like I bowled. You can think of that. It's like, but so I'm bowling 90 degrees different than my foot, my front foot is pointing.
It looks to me that you're throwing your arm to the same direction as to the wall, not to the corner, even though your chest is to the corner. So your arm is not.
Yes.
So your arm and your gaze are both pointed towards the wall?
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, exactly so. So this bow step has your hips kind of to the corner, has your chest to the corner. There's no rotating any different in the end position. But this is different. It's a very strange kind of first big move to have in the form. There are reasons for it to be there, but yeah.
Okay, so after that, when you go into the next ward off and you rotate your foot and then you swing your upper torso, your arm is going to end up going towards the corner then at that point before
Okay, so yeah, let me show you this position one more time. My foot is towards a wall. My back foot is to a corner, right? That's a standard bow step. This hand is here. Now what happens? I bend this is my right side. I bend my right leg enough to be able to pivot on my left foot. And then I just go a quarter of a turn until my feet are parallel. So this arm is swinging, but doesn't get very far, right?
So right now I'm looking at it and it's directly towards the wall. So
it's not actually. I come a little closer.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually.
Okay.
So I was here. It's just harder to see the feet.
Yeah. Okay.
And then do you see how it moves? Then it's gonna grab, pull, and the line my hand is moving is parallel to the wall, kind of, because my opponent's right in front of me. And I get into this position, and then I come into this position as, dynamically as I'm coming out.
Okay. All right.
And then I come up, and my chest here is not fully to the corner, and it's not fully straight. It's in between, because that's how I can get that person's arm right in front of me and control it. So I'm going to do that whole thing from here so you can see it or refer to it on the tape. I'm going to bend and turn, and then here, and then here, and here.
Thank you. It'll be great to see this on tape.
Thank
you.
Okay, sounds great. All right, we have time to do it again. Any other questions though? The questions are great, and bring them next week, because if you try it at home, like I say, write it down where it doesn't work. All right, so let's do a couple more. All right, from the very beginning. Opening. Left word off. Right word off. Roll back. Press. Push. And one more. Opening. Left word off. Now you're going to be turning away from me, maybe. Right word off. You can do it. There you go. You got it. Roll back. Press. Push. All right. Well, it looks better. And you were able to turn your back. I know there are furtive glances here and there from everybody, but it's going to come little by little by little. It's going to come. Any last questions or comments?
I feel
All
like
right.
there's detail tweaking. Thank you.
Oh, I've been tweaking grasp the bird tail for years, so we'll all be tweaking together. Thank you.